Moneymum here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about 10 ways that you can easily save energy and save money around your home. If you like saving money on all walks of life, then like and subscribe to my channel. Number 1, change your light bulbs. May seem so obvious, but there's still loads in my home that I can honestly say we haven't got round to changing yet. Now, they use 70% less energy and they last up. So the initial outlay may cost you a bit extra money, but in the long run, you're going to save yourself a lot of money. And especially with what we've seen recently with the energy prices rising all the time, we must make sure we are doing this. And obviously it's better for the environment as well. Number 2, install a thermostat. What this does is it automatically changes it for you, even when you're asleep. So you can save around 10% on energy of doing this. Also, I have found it using our home in particular, the way that we've saved money the most is even in the winter months, instead of whacking the heating up and then turning it off when it reaches a certain heat, we have set it at around 18, 19, and we've kept it at that. Whereas before I would put it at 22, whack it up, it would get warm, and then once it hit 22, it went off and it'd go really, really cold. But now setting the home at that, the house stays continuously warm, and we've found we've saved a lot of money doing that. So it's a definite tip that I would try. Number 3, seal any drafts. That is from your windows or your door. You can buy things from stores like B&M. We've got one, I'll show you here. It's a draft mat. You put it against the door. I think it cost me £5, and it really does keep the drafts out. Shutting all the doors upstairs as well is a really good one because it keeps the heat in if the door is shut. Also, round your windows, look and see, do they need recaulking? Because if there's air in between them, you're letting the air in. Number 4, if you have a combi boiler, and this is really important, it must be a combi boiler, you can set your water temperature to around 60. If you don't, then you could have problems, okay? So it must be a combi boiler. This will save you a lot of money. You go into the boiler. It's a really simple way of saving you money. So go to yours, check it out, and make sure you set it for around 60 degrees. But as I must stress, it must be a combi boiler. Number 5, turn down the heat. When you're washing your clothes, we always think that we need to wash at sort of 30, even 40 degrees and above. But a lot of settings now on washing machines come with 20 degrees. This will save you an absolute fortune over time. What I would probably suggest is buying a really good soap powder. So that might cost you a bit more money, but you'll make up for that with the money that you save in the energy costs. Some are so great now, they actually have on them wash 20 degrees or less. I noticed that with Fairy at the moment, they're really doing a big campaign on that. So that's definitely worth something to look for. Also on your washing machines, make sure you are looking out for an eco button, okay? So with mine, I can do a quick wash and I can change it from 30 minutes to 15 minutes. We've noticed a huge change again by doing this, the money that we have saved. Also, if you're using a tumble dryer, it is one of the most expensive appliances in your home. Get yourself an airer or a heated airer, or obviously if you can, put the washing outside and let it dry like that. We also have an airing cupboard. If you are lucky enough to have a big cupboard like we have, we dry all our clothes in there. Tip number 6. Do not put your dishwasher on unless it is full. So if you live on your own and it's going to start stinking, then it would probably be better to wash up. But if you've lived with a family of 4 like we do, 2 children, we always do it usually every other day. We have our dinner and we put it in there, and we don't put our pans in there. We save that, we wash those up, and then we can go every other day with putting the dishwasher on. So it's a really good way of saving money. Also on our dishwasher, we have an eco button. So we tend to do that. We rinse the plates with cold water first. We then put them on a lower setting, so we don't need to whack it up to sort of 70, 80 degrees of dishwasher. We can use it at 55 and it still works great. Number 7, a leaky loo. This is a really good one, okay? Because if you've got a leaky toilet, it can cost you a hell of a lot of money. Most people, a lot of the time, have it and they don't actually know they have one. We didn't know we had one. And so you can check it on all the rooms in your home. So you may have 1 toilet, you may have 5 toilets, but make sure you're checking them all. I'm showing you a tip now. You need to use food colouring, not food flavouring, so ignore that because I used the wrong thing, but you get my point, you get my drift. Use this. This is a really easy hack to see if you've got a leaky loo. Tip number 8, switch off. Okay, so we might do this when we're not using an appliance, switch it off. A really good idea is to get one of those extendable cables. If you've got your TV, for example, on one of those, what I tend to find is you can then, if you've got your TV monitor, something else and something else, for example, I can't even think, something else and something else, you know where I'm going with this. You can then switch it off at the mains. Even if you have got a plug socket on, if you have not switched it off by the mains, it is still using a bit of energy, which is still costing you money. So make sure all your sockets are switched off when you finish using them. And even in the rooms you don't use much, just go in there and double check, is your socket switched off? Number 9, compare. Check your renewal prices, okay? So many people say to me every single day, oh, it's come to an end, yeah, I'll just let it renew. I was with whoever, Eon, British Gas, whoever you're with, they just let it roll over. Recently, it's been even harder to find out, you know, how to get a better price because obviously everything's been so high, but still worth checking. Don't just let them send you the letter and accept that. And also, if you feel at the moment, you know, you're paying too much and you are in credit, which some people are, and they're still putting your direct debit up, call them and say, hold on a minute, I'm in credit, you've got my money, you don't need to put my direct debit up by any more. Make sure you call them and you have it out with them and you're on a plan that you can afford to pay each month. Tip number 10, check your eligibility. Okay, so are you on any kind of benefit? You could be eligible for a new